time to dish with D. That's me. Some of you guys missed me yesterday on my vlog. Well, it was snowing when I left, so I don't feel it's, I'm pretty smart about these things. I don't vlog, I don't feel safe, that's for sure. Because, not that my mind isn't always on the road anyway, but when you got, snow coming down and roads, and actually I probably could have vlogged because there was absolutely no traffic going to work. None. Let's back out of here. So I appreciate you guys missing me. I miss, vlogging. I love to talk about. Because talking about it helps me. It reinforces my thoughts. So sometimes we need our thoughts reinforced. No matter what part of our journey we're on, we could always use help. So today I thought I did another two-parter of this topic, and it was very well received. So I thought I would do a third. Just because, and I didn't even give it much thought, so it ought to be interesting. I thought about it, and I should have been thinking about what I wanted to say, but of course I was eating, and eating sometimes takes priority over thinking. It does. And I did a pantry staples, and I did a fridge staples. So now let's do a freezer staples video. What freezer staples do I have on hand to keep me on track? Now, this is probably the shortest of all lists because it just is. Oh, maybe it's not. Well, I haven't thought about it yet, but let's see how many things I can come up with that I have in my freezer that keep me on plan. Number one thing, you're going to laugh at this, but I love to have ice. Ice. I know that's not something you have to buy. That's just have something you just make sure that your ice maker is working. I love ice. I just love ice. For smoothies, for that I make, for any kind of beverage, I drink 90% of my beverages cold, maybe 95. So I like to have them cold. And especially if we're talking summer and spring when it's warmer out, yeah, even in the winter I like it cold. If I'm in my basement doing my live, it's a little chillier down there, so I tend to have more of a hot beverage, but there's a few times I've had a cold one. I had a cold one. But ice is probably my number one thing, a nice supply of ice. Number two, I like to have frozen vegetables, because sometimes you never know if you don't have any fresh. Sometimes you don't know and I love frozen broccoli. Oh my God, frozen broccoli. I love to have frozen veggies. I love to have, there's one I get, I pretty much get it anywhere, honestly, yeah. Well, I'm thinking I could get it at one store. Peppers and onions. You can have instant fajitas like that. I love onions and peppers anywhere I can get them. Oh. And if you can't get fresh, it's always good to have frozen. I love to have frozen Trader Joe's stuff too. I love Trader Joe's. If you don't know that, I love Trader Joe's. I love to have their cauliflower gnocchi. I gotta have at least 2 bags in my freezer. Easily. Their chicken, are they chicken cilantro wontons? I think they are. They're you get 3 or something for a point. I can't remember. I love to have those on hand. And their veggie fried rice. I always have a bag of that in my freezer. And their soy katash. They're just my things when I go to Trader Joe's. I always get. Always go in my cart. Soy katash, cilantro wontons, veggie fried rice, sometimes a chicken, and the gnocchi. I know. I'm a creature of habit when it comes to certain things at Trader Joe's, and they're always in my cart every time I go. So they're always in my freezer. Constantly. If you come in my freezer, I guarantee you right now that they're in there. I'm not a huge ice cream person, so I would probably not say that's a staple for me. I know a lot of people it is. I just don't eat ice cream. I finally figured it out. It took me forever. I'd be buying the popsicles. I don't like them. It's not that I don't like them. They're not something I'm drawn to. So I've stopped. You'd be proud. I've stopped buying it. If Enlightened or Halo's on sale at the ShopRite for $2.99, I was buying 2 and 3. I was never eating it. I occasionally buy just one now. And that's even occasionally. Very rare. I love to have light Cool Whip. You never know when you need it, because sometimes you don't have the can of Ready Whip in the freezer. So I love to have a container. I have a container in there now of light Cool Whip. Sometimes I get the fat-free. I don't think the points are that different, honestly, so I think I just go with the light. So I always try to have that. Let's see what else I can come up with. I think of what's in my freezer downstairs. Bread. I always have an extra loaf of bread in the freezer. I just do. 6 for $7. Yep. I always have. My store sell. I would buy them in two if I didn't. I would always have a spare in my freezer. I have a spare pack of Joseph's pita in my freezer. I have a spare pack of lavash from Atoria's in my freezer because I have lavash. Well, thanks to Atoria, they do send me some because I promote them. So I have a nice stock, and even if they didn't send it, I would buy it because I need to have that. I need to have that stuff in my freezer because you never know when I want to make a pack of crackers or something, or I need a wrap. It's great to have that. I do have a pack of Olay Wellness Extreme Wraps. I got them at Sam's. Sometimes my bulk store has them, and I will get them because I keep them in the freezer because you never know when you need a wrap. Since I've been doing these stinking hack wraps constantly, I've been going through wraps like crazy. So yeah, I'm probably going to want to keep wraps in my freezer, pretty much. I really should keep in my freezer, and I don't, is cheese. I seem like I'm always out of shredded cheese. So I'm thinking about maybe next time I go, doubling up on my cheese and just putting a pack in the freezer. I've never frozen cheese, but I hear people do it, so I need to, I think, keep it in the freezer. Most definitely. So what else do I have? Let me think, D. What else do you have in your freezer? Oh, I'd always keep a stash of nuts. My nuts are always kept in the freezer because apparently, which I've learned years ago, that nuts spoil because there's oils on them. So when you're in the freezer, then oils obviously are frozen. So I keep all my nuts and seeds in there, and my chia seeds. So I have chia seeds in my freezer. I have pecans in my freezer. I have almonds in my freezer. So that's what's in. Oh, and I do have yeast in my freezer too. So that's where I keep all my stuff like that because it has a shelf life and it goes bad. So I keep that in the freezer. So yes, especially since pandemic hit, I've gotten to the point where you couldn't get yeast. So now I have a full, nice little thing of yeast in my freezer. So I am ready to go to bake up a storm if I need to. So yeah, I think that's a necessity, especially right now. But nuts you should always keep in your freezer. Nuts and seeds. Pumpkin seeds are in there too. I forgot to mention them. Pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and nuts. I just had a thought running out of my head while I was saying nuts. Oh, I always keep a stash of 2-ingredient dough bagel buns in my freezer. Yes, ma'am. Because you never know if you're out of bread or you just feel like a bagel bun. You know, you just feel like a bagel bun. So I try to every once in a while. I usually make them at 4s, and I'm the only one that eats them because I have the regular bagels for them. Not that they wouldn't eat the other ones, they probably would. It's just, I don't know if they're big enough for the guys, so I give them regular bagels, and I have the 2-ingredient. Like I said, normally you feel like a bun, or hey, put a burger on it. You were having burgers one night, I might throw that in there, even though a 647 bun is 2 points. It just depends. If I can get out to the store to get 647 buns, I do. And if not, I got a bagel bun. Always ready to go. And what I do is I take them out of the oven, let them cool. I don't cut them. I think cutting them would just allow for freezer burn and stuff like that. So I keep them whole and I wrap them in saran wrap, and then I put them in a freezer bag. So they're kind of double wrapped. Just, to keep them as fresh as possible. I have Canadian bacon in my freezer. Yes, ma'am, I have Canadian bacon. Because you never know when you need some Canadian bacon. Plus, in my defense, I actually have 3 packs of Canadian bacon in my freezer. But we don't want to talk about why I have that much. Well, I will tell you why. Because I go to Sam's Club or BJ's, and they always have the double pack. Well, the boys, they rather have regular bacon, which is fine. I honestly don't really care. I can take or leave either or. I'm not a person that has to have regular bacon where the boys are. Doesn't bother me. So I always freeze a pack. So every time I'm there, I buy it, not realizing that I have 1 pack at home. So the other day I was organizing the freezer, because occasionally I do that. I had 3 or 4 packs. I can't remember. Half packs. I'm like, oops. We don't need Canadian bacon for a while. I need to go through this. So I've gone through, I think it was 4. I had 4 in there. I know, it's like a little upset. I would wrap it, throw it in there, wrap it, throw it in there, never realizing that, stupid, you already had 1 in there. So yeah, I think we've gone through 2, so I still have 2 in there. Hey, you never know, rainy day. I always try in my pantry, in my freezer, to keep the fixings for a pot of soup. Because you never know when snow's going to hit, and nothing better than a, nice little pot of soup. I always have a whole chicken, because that's what you start your soup with, a whole chicken. I always try to keep a pack of, back to vegetables, frozen spinach. The boys love spinach, and sometimes I remember stuck for a vegetable or something. frozen spinach, but I usually try to keep it for the soup. I always keep, in my pantry, I always keep no, in the freezer. And well, I have one in the pantry, but the freezer, a frozen bag of tortellini for the kids' soup. They love it. Hey, it's on plan because the chicken broth is 0 and the spinach is 0. I have to count as a few tortellinis I put in my bowl. That's a win. So yeah, I always try to keep frozen pasta, tortellinis, gnocchi. That's usually in there just for a quick meal sometimes, and a chicken. I always think you should always have a chicken. Chicken is where it's at. So yeah, okay, bacon. And I also have turkey sausage. It's funny, I finally figured out, it took me God knows how many purchases, that I don't like breakfast chicken sausage. It's not that I don't like it, I just don't desire it. So I never eat it. I buy it and it sits in there, and then all of a sudden we're gonna have I like turkey breakfast sausage. I think the turkey lends itself more to sausage because it's more gamier than chicken. So I think that's why I like it. It took me, again, figure out who you are on this journey, and yeah, it took me this long. So yeah, so I have a pack of that in my freezer as well. Like this way you have choices. Keep your choices open. That's what if you have, especially if I have a standalone freezer in my basement, big old, pretty upright, I guess you'd call it, not a chest, and I'm able to keep extra things on hand. I know if you only have this side by side, you don't have that much room to keep all these things on hand, so I do totally understand that. So I do have this space in my freezer for these things, but you might not, and I gotta get that. But like I said, there are things in my freezer, but yeah, you could keep, if you like ice cream and like certain pops and stuff. I just don't go for that. Oh, I also have smart muffins in my freezer too, because sometimes you just want a muffin, and sometimes you don't feel like making one. I mean, the mug muffins are very easy, don't get me wrong, they truly are, but sometimes you just don't have 5 minutes, or you're running out and you want to grab a snack, and sometimes they're 3 points. It's a great snack. There's muffins from Smart Bakery. And I have Smart Cakes in there too. I also have a link in my description box if you want to help. If you're a person who likes Smart Muffins and Smart Cakes. I don't care for the buns though, I will tell you that. The buns, yeah, it's a point, but yeah, they're not in my freezer. They were, yeah, they won't be again. I did not. I found them to be too, what's the word, bready, I guess. Just very dense, and it just wasn't enjoyable. The only way I was able to get it edible for me was to leave it in a little plastic thing and put it in the microwave and defrost it so it would steam in the package. And if I ate it really, really fast, it was fine. But other than that, it's just very, you choke on it. You really do. So I really don't like the Smart Buns, and I will not purchase them again. But the muffins and the muffins are 3 points and the cakes are 1. The cakes make a fantastic parfait. For 1 point, there's some fruit, a little squirt of Ready Whip. Ooh, it's so good. It is, I do enjoy those. But they're in my freezer as well. But I think I might have, I'm trying to think on the shelves. I always have chicken. Frozen chicken and shrimp. Forgot 2 big things in my freezer. Yes. I always have a 2-pound bag of shrimp in there. I always have multiple bags of chicken breasts in there. I actually just got some chicken thighs. I'm gonna be a little bit crazy and have some thighs, but I love thighs. And I always have we always have pork loin. And did you ever get a turkey tenderloin? We love those. So I always have 1 or 2 of those in there. Again, I have the room for all that, but definitely the shrimp. And we used to have some regular kind of fish, but I don't have any right now. But if I can get some like tilapia or frozen flounder, I would keep that in there as well. Because you never know, you need a quick meal, high in protein, nice little fish meal. So I always used to keep that in, but not lately. The Mohican parents that are late, because I'm late. It's 8:05. Dang. So other than that, they're the mainstay. Oh, I do have, this is another really odd thing, but I keep frozen butter. You never know when you need butter. I don't know if you can freeze the tub. I always freeze the sticks, but if you know you can freeze the tub, let me know. I would probably keep some of that in there. But that is my pantry, fridge, and freezer staple playlist. I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know what you keep. If I missed anything, let me know, because I might have missed something, because I don't plan these things. I just going a wing and a prayer. So I thank you all for watching me. I'm arrived at work. If you missed my vlogs, let me know. And if you enjoy them, let me know. Give them a big old thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as part of the Dish with D community. And remember, if you're in a Facebook group, if you have a friend, if you're in Zoom and you think that they could use my advice, all my vast months of experience, please share my channel. There is a link below. You hit share. It gives you the URL. You hit copy and you can share all you want. The more that D helps, the better life is for everybody. So have a great rest of your day. We will dish another day. I'll be weighing in tomorrow. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but hey, you never know with me. Have a great day, folks.